First up is our good buddy Jim calling in from Marshall County, Alabama. Hello, Jim.
Hey, Mike, as somebody who is an expert in military matters, social and otherwise, who served 12 years as a platoon sergeant, which actually means you're the father of 19-year-old testosterone-filled young men, I'm going to tell you something. And I've told this story to you many times over the years. I was blown out of a helicopter in Afghanistan, okay? I was one of 3 men in the platoon that survived. The rest were killed as a result of an RPG striking our helicopter, our 53. And the only reason that I survived is because a United States Navy corpsman dragged me away from the wreckage because I was not stupid, okay? And I'm going to tell you something right now. At that time, I was about 235 and, a solid muscle ball. You know what? That corpsman was about 238, and thank God he had about 3 pounds more of muscle to drag my butt out of there. I'm going to tell you something. I went through Ranger School, okay? Because, as you know, I was in the United States Marine Corps 3rd Reconnaissance Battalion, Recon Marine, which means we had to go through Ranger School, which means for a good part of that training, every day, that Alice pack had to have 60-plus pounds in it. And you want to talk about a workout? Just think of 38 days of going to the gym, Mike, and doing heavy on your quads, okay? That's what that's like, in addition to your back. There is no way, and I don't care if you bring her off of, I forget what that show was, American Gladiator, pump her up full of testosterone and put her in the gym. She can't make it through Ranger School legitimately. The 2 that just went through, the standards were lowered by 30%, Mike. 30%. So those 2 females could make it through Ranger School. Okay? The Commandant of the Marine Corps said he does not want women in his infantry battalions, recon, or special operators. He was the only one that had the onions to say that. The other 3 just nod their heads. Yes, Mr. Obama, like idiots. Okay? We're not talking about fooling around here. We're talking about men's lives in combat. And I'm going to say something else, too. Jessica Lynch, the phony Medal of Honor that came out years after the fact, was cowering in the Bradley vehicle, crying in the fetal position while her fellow soldiers were being decimated, okay, to get a good propaganda story about women in combat. I don't like women in the Army or the Marine Corps at all anyway. And thank God the Navy has the common sense not to let any female corpsman go into Marine unit. Or I might be dead, Mike. And that's where the rubber meets the road, okay? And I'll finish up like this.
All right.
Jessica, stick your fingers in your ears. Mike, can you imagine, and you and I both have daughters, can you imagine what the Taliban in Kandahar province, Afghanistan, will do to a female infantryman that they take hostage? I'll tell you, it involves very sharp blades and very small pieces.
Jim, I can't speak to that. I'm going to take your word for it, but I indeed have heard stories.
All right, and everybody that's a parent, you think to yourself, I mean, it's terrible if your sons come back, but being part of warfare is the masculine, I guess, curse.
Well, let me ask you this, and I realize it's purely speculation on your part, but do you think if we were to allow women into our combat troops and we started seeing the body bags, the flag-draped body bags coming home, the caskets, or the horrific pictures that we have seen from organizations such as Wounded Warriors or whoever, of men that are no longer able to even function with their own family obligations, do you think that opinion would turn?
Mike, I'm going to tell you, I think the family unit in the United States is so decimated. I think that the scourge of feminism is so ingrained that we're unable to distinguish, socially I mean, between the responsibilities of a father and a mother and between the sexes. Mike, for Christ's sake, did you ever think that you would see in America that a man would be running around wanting to wear a dress and surgically turned into a woman? Our country is so devoid of natural views towards the family, towards sexuality, towards morality, that no, I don't think they would care. And I think that that's more a mark of the degradation of the American psyche and culture than anything else, that we would tolerate one woman to come back after being victimized on the battlefield or taken hostage or any of that. And I'll tell you something else, Mike. Just look at the Yazidi women that have been sexually brutalized by ISIS. That's going to happen to every single female serviceman that is taken captive by the Taliban or by ISIS.
All right.
Not 10 or 15, Mike. You're talking 200 and 300 men brutally raping your daughter? Not my daughter.